Alright, all you Insomniatic TV channel surfers out there tonight, welcome back to the Tuesday Night Special. And apparently, according to the maestro, he made a mistake and we are not officially within the realms of the middle of the summer, which means that whole intro we did was for naught. And you wait till now to tell me? Well, I'm not changing the intro, I'll tell you that much. But besides something that I'm not going to edit and post to correct myself, it's time for us to go into another edition of the As Seen on TV, and the show we have up on the plate for this week is another Adult Swim original series, which is none other than Squidbillies. And the meat and potatoes of this said show would involve squids that lived on this earth millions of years in the North Georgia mountains, would see early Kyler going to jail for 15 years, all for trying to steal a cassette tape for his girlfriend Crystal, only for him to come out to realize that his sister Lil was taking care of his son, and for him to go on crazy shenanigans throughout the North Georgia mountains, all while being employed by Dan Halen. And by the way, I keep forgetting that the name of his son was called Rusty, even though the full name of him was Rusty Russell Kyler, or Russell Rusty Kyler. Yeah, we had to get it in the right order. But I digress, because the reasons why in the world that I love this show, well, for a multitude of reasons. One, because of the fact that it featured a whole bunch of very cool people during this said show, including someone that goes by the name of Unknown Henson, who was the man who played early Kyler during the show, who not only did a whole bunch of cool public access shows in the early years, but also did music on the side, and as a matter of fact did a pretty cool cover of Voodoo Child in 2010. Nice! And alongside with him, you also have Dana Snyder, who played Granny during this said show, who was also known for playing Master Shake during the classic series of Aqua Team Hunger Force, and even Dave Willis, who was also a co-creator of Aqua Team Hunger Force, who played Meatwad and Carl during the show Aqua Team Hunger Force, but during this show would play the role of the narrator who would come on screen once so every often to explain to people what was going on in this crazy world of Squidbillies. And oh, did I forget to mention also Mick Foley played Thunderclap during this show. T-Pain was featured during this show. You also had Fred Emerson, who played Miguel during the said show, also with Patton Oswalt playing the One-Eyed Squid, Butterbean, who played himself during this said show, Will Forte, who played Tom Trebo during this said broadcast, and to wrap up the litany list of stars that was featured during this crazier than all hell show, you had none other than George Lowe himself, aka Space Ghost himself, featured during the show as a wrestling promo announcer during the show. And one of my favorite characters during the show besides early Kyler himself, who I almost forgot to mention during the video game Saints Row 4 was featured during the song Wild as Hell, by the way, but also would have to be Dan Halen with all of the crazy things he would do in this said town. Especially during one of my favorite episodes with the corn maze, and probably the other episode featuring early Kyler trying to start a meth farm and a pig farm at the same time, only for the pigs to somehow steal his scooter and somehow steal the rest of his possessions as well after doing, and I quote what early Kyler would say, gibberish-style oinkery that no man would understand. Gibberish-style oinkery. And to make things better, he would also say, steal a titation of the things. And while I try to keep my composure while laughing at all of the silly things that did happen during this show that often gave my sister a headache, this show would debut on Adult Swim technically on October 16th of 2005, despite it having a little bit of a preview episode that featured not only Meatwad and Master Shake along with Space Ghost narrating the whole thing and getting his arms and legs shot off by early Kyler in April 1st of 2005 of that year? Yeah, according to the Maestro, it was that year. And then would see an unfortunate end of this series as of September 15th of 2019. Making this show one of the oldest shows in the Adult Swim library list, being well over 14 years old. Technically 15 as of this upcoming October, but who's counting? And seeing the fact that we don't know how to review shows along the lines of TV Guide or any of those other TV show reviewers out there, we say this. If you want to go ahead and watch a whole bunch of onomatopoeia squids getting in a whole bunch of crazy southern action, all while trying to live their lives in the North Georgia mountains while the police and Dan Halen tries to use them to their own advantages for them to go wild as hell, going to places like Placey Beach, baby, then I recommend you go out there, pick up your TV channel remotes, and watch that show. And trust me, folks, by the 5th episode, you'll either laugh, cry, or wonder what in the hell this show is in the first place. And with that said, folks, we might as well head back into this music, and when we return, we'll be back with more of the Tuesday Night Special right after this. So don't go watching infomercials just yet, folks, and stay tuned.